Worcester State University for today's MIAA Girls Division II Volleyball State Finals. We'd like to extend our congratulations to Westborough and King Philip for their outstanding seasons. Today's contestants earned their place here as a result of a long, challenging, and successful season, and regardless of the outcome of today's contest, each team will remain champions in the hearts and minds of their proud communities. The Westborough Rangers road to the final included wins over Westfield, Milton, North Quincy, and Dartmouth, while the King Philip Warriors road to the finals included wins over Notre Dame, Neshoba Regional, Westwood, and Melrose. In keeping with the spirit of this championship event and our respect for the accomplishments of these two outstanding teams and their communities, the MIAA and its member school would like to remind all those who are present this afternoon that they are expected to show the utmost respect for game officials, coaches, student athletes, and their opponents by cheering their team on in a positive sportsmanlike manner. There will not be tolerance for cheers or comments that demean, taunt, ridicule, or are meant to embarrass anyone who is participating in this contest. We trust that all will honor the MIAA taunting policy and will help make this a memorable day for your outstanding student athletes and coaches. And now for the roster, starting with the visiting team, King Philip High School. Number 2, Megan Sullivan. Number 3, Missy Canning. Number 4, Rianne O'Sullivan. Number 5, Emily Zapata. Number 6, Kate O'Neill. Number 7, Shay Melman. Number 8, Fiona Bailey. Number 9, Kiera Hayden. Number 11, Ahuna James. Number 12, Olivia O'Neill. Number 15, Sammy Shore. Number 17, Ava Kelly. Number 18, Madison Asperella. And number 19, Captain Emily Shore. Head coach Kristen Harris and assistant coaches Carly Adams and Haley Dennis. And now for the home team, Westborough Rangers, starting with number 1, Mia Grandin. Number 2, Addie Moore. Number 3, Kate Capella. Number 4, Emily Coffey. Number 5, Pragna Shetty. Number 6, Julia Guerrero. Number 7, Ariana Lee. Number 8, Carolyn Washington. Number 9, Joyce Lee. Number 10, Annabelle Singer. Number 11, Kathleen O'Reilly. Number 12, Megan Tibbetts. Number 14, Quinn Anderson. Number 15, Shannon Clark. Number 16, Maggie Carter. Number 17, Georgia Colorado. Number 19, Gianna Vasquez. And number 20, Morgan Overly. I have the coaches list for Westborough, but here it is. All right. Coaches for Westborough, Roger Anderson. And assistant coaches, Jim Stafford, Steve Ellington, and the remaining other Ranger pastors. Official Ted Wilcox, second official Ken Pellant, lines judge Alan Sun, lines judge Bob Wilson, scorer Mark Osborne, and assistant scorer Glenn Corwin. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or currently serving in our armed forces. At this time, we invite both veterans and current military personnel to stand for recognition. We thank you all for your service to our country. Whilst we remain able to please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem performed this evening by King Philip Sr. Caroline Sawyer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early
Good afternoon, volleyball fans from high above courtside at Worcester State University. It's the Division II Girls State Volleyball Finals. For the second year in a row, your undefeated Westborough Rangers find themselves one win away from the state title. This time, it's all about finishing the job. Following tournament wins versus Westfield, Milton, North Quincy, and Dartmouth this past Wednesday night, the top-ranked Rangers, the state's only undefeated team, will have their hands full with the second-seeded and 22-2 King Philip Regional Warriors. This is sure to be a battle at the net. With 6'4", senior middle hitter Emily Sawyer for the Warriors, a Sacred Heart University commit, leading the way with 220 kills, 51 blocks, and a team-best 220 points off of her serves. Ranger fans may also become familiar with the names Hannah James, Kiera Hagan, Sammy Shore, Maddie Esperelli, just a sophomore, or maybe Missy Kane and Olivia O'Neill. You'll hear those names a lot today. Certainly a formidable task ahead for the Rangers. But fear not, as the intimidating likes of Maggie Carden, Annabelle Semeter, Quinn Anderson, Georgia Terrell, Kate Capello, and perhaps Ariana Lee can more than neutralize the toughest of challenges. As we are set to get underway is senior captain Emily Coffey with the first serve of the game. Quinn with the tip over the net. That one went to the corner, and a finish by King Philip. That was Olivia O'Neill, the senior outside hitter. 1-0 Warriors first set. We play a best-of-5 series. First team to win 3. First 4 games, if it goes, or 4 sets, will go to 25 points. If a 5th set is necessary, that goes to 15. But remember, you must win by 2 points. Block at the net by Sawyer off the shot from Quinn Anderson. Georgia and then Shannon keep it alive. Back to Addie, to Quinn Anderson. Number 14 ties it up and gets the serve back to the Rangers. We're early going here. 1-1 from Worcester State University. Girls Division II MIAA state title match. Number 16, junior Maggie Carden, set to serve. Carden just over the net, and an ace for Maggie Carden. She led the Rangers with aces this season with 52. She gets one there to start this championship match. Ranger fans to our right and across the way. King Philip mostly to our left, and there's another ace for Maggie. She's going right down that left sideline on her serve, and the Rangers have a 3-1 lead here, first set. Maggie at the net just didn't sneak over. And that's a service violation, so the ball goes over to King Philip. Score now 3-2 as Olivia O'Neill, senior, will serve for the Warriors. That's Kate Capello to Shannon Clark. Over to Quinn Anderson, but it was blocked there at the net. Double trouble over there with the 6'4" Sawyer, and being helped out as well by Sammy Shore, number 15. Here's Anderson to Clark. Over to Georgia. Georgia gets it in. King Philip on your left in the white uniforms with the green and gold. And the finish at the net there by the Rangers gets them the serve back. 4-3 Westborough, first set. Serving coming in, senior captain number 8, Caroline Brosnahan. Been one of their best servers during this postseason run. Boy, has she improved from last year to this year in her serving, and it's been consistent in the playoffs. She gets it over. There's a Hannah James. Oh, a nice pancake. There's Annabelle Semeter. Kept it alive after Addie Moore dug it out. At the net. 5-3 Rangers. As we saw the other night, both teams probably feeling each other out here in the early goings. Lots of adrenaline. It might take a little while. This is a very strong opponent. Addie Moore with a nice dig. Shannon try to set up. Is that Georgia or Quinn? That was Quinn on the left side. Ranger left, down in front of us. So it's a 5-4 contest here. First set, and serving is Sawyer. She's a Sacred Heart University commit as a senior here. Quinn at the net. There's a net violation, so you can't touch the net as the ball's in play. And that one goes against King Philip. Point awarded to the Rangers, and it'll be number 14, Quinn Anderson, serving. And you talk about a consistent server. Ahana, oh, nice dig. Quinn at the net, over the net, and the finish there by James gets the ball back to King Philip. Into serve will be number 18. That's Madison Esprelli. She's one of the setters. They really go with 2 setters on this King Philip team. She's a sophomore, and she's a good one. And she ties it up at 6 apiece here in the first set on the ace from Esprelli. You'll hear Esprelli and Hagen's name a lot. They're the setters for this Warrior team. Another one to Addie Moore. Just off the fingertips. Once again, early goings here from Worcester State University, D2 state championship. King Philip with the 7-6 lead. Rangers, a lot of maroon in the crowd. A lot of Ranger fans here, certainly travel well. 3 in a row. She's got it, she's got it. 8-6. King Philip. Here's Quinn to Shannon. Capello having a tough time off the serving of Esprelli, and Roger Anderson has seen enough. He's going to call a timeout. First of the first set, 9-6 your score. King Philip with the early lead here in the first set of the D2 championship. Talked about some of the people up front for the Rangers. Let us not forget 2 of the finest ball handlers in the state, and senior setter Shannon Clark and junior libero Addie Moore. They'll put the pressure on the Warriors, hopefully force them into mistakes, and do your best not to beat yourself. That's what they want to do today. Just play Ranger volleyball. The fewer unforced errors, the better. And this one certainly, as I had mentioned earlier, certainly has the makings of an instant classic. So deep breaths, early goings. This is 2 great coaching staffs. Most of you know a lot about Roger Anderson and his coaching staff. Steve Aronson, Mary Aronson, Jeff Lerner. Coach Janice Spofford, who does a great job with the setters on the team. And of course, Alex and Carter Guest coaches the junior varsity, one of the JV teams. Annabelle at the net. That one was blocked by Sammy Shore, the senior middle hitter. She's a tri-captain. Hannah James is a tri-captain, and of course Emily Sawyer, who you'll hear a lot about tonight. She's a force. Nice job. Quick reaction there by Shannon Clark after Georgia Terrell kept it on that side. And that's a big point there for the Rangers as they stem the tide, stop the bleeding, so to speak. They trail by 3 here in the first set, 10-7. Every point critical, yet we also know that you can never count your chickens before they hatch, regardless. We saw that in the previous game here tonight. There's Terrell to Clark, back to Georgia. Georgia, nice keep in there by Madison Esprelli. There's Addie, Shannon, and Maggie Carden on the line. And the finish cuts it to a 2-point Warrior lead. Rangers trail 2. Number 2, Addie Moore serving. Addie just a junior. She could be one of the best servers in this state when she is on. Addie Moore cuts it to 1, and boy, that must feel good. After some tough serve receives on the other end, now she's dishing it back. 10-9, Rangers trail by 1. First set. Addie, she has English on her ball. Just outside that corner line. So side out to King Philip, and it'll be Hannah James, the senior outside hitter and tri-captain for this Warrior team, serving. That one's just long too. Back and forth we go. James has had 5 aces in the playoff run for the Warriors. Couldn't get one there, and the Rangers get the ball back. They trail 11-10, and it's Shannon Clark serving. Nice save by Addie. Kate Capello at the net. They couldn't block it. They found her on that left side, and Clark got it to Capello. And Kate with the finish. We're tied at 11 here in the first set. One's a wild. Yes, and an ace for Shannon Clark, and boy, does that one feel good. 12-11, Rangers with the lead. Clark with her 39th ace of the season, her 91st of her career. Shannon, back row. Esprelli, save again by Moore. Back to Quinn Anderson. At the net, Anderson has it. Shannon Clark, Georgia Terrell. Nice return at the net. Maggie over it, and the point to the Rangers. 13-11, Rangers are up 2. The momentum swings in this game, you're going to see it if you're not familiar with high school volleyball or any volleyball, are unbelievable from point to point and from set to set. Quinn, Shannon, Kate. Over to James. To Sprelly, over in the corner. Nice job by Addie Moore again. Quinn, nice dig by James. At the net. Won't get over. Sammy Shore's attempt. And it's a 14-11 Ranger lead. As all of a sudden you see the Rangers found maybe an opening in the defense on the serve. There's Shannon with a beautiful serve again. At the net is Shore. Moore. Clark. Georgia. Georgia at the net. The sophomore. Georgia Tyrrell. 15-11. Looking over at the King Philip bench, seeing if they might, and there it is, sure enough. Kristen Diaz, head coach for the Warriors, has seen enough right now. A nice serving run for Shannon Clark, and all of a sudden the Rangers with a 4-point lead. Back and forth we go. So I kind of referenced the earlier game here tonight. That one went a little extra time. They went 5 sets, Ipswich beating Case. And the third game was 18-16. Remember, I said it goes to 15, but you must win by 2. So it was back to back. And that was after Ipswich was down 2-1. So you just never know. Of course, the Rangers won right here in 2017, their second state championship. And they were down 2-0. They were actually down 2-0 both of the semifinals and the finals that year. They came back to win their second state championship. The Rangers are now trying to win their third state championship. And this is their third visit to the final game in the last 5 years. An incredible program here, Westborough High School. Shannon Clark with the serve. James goes way deep on that one. Rangers 16, King Philip 11. Shannon Clark, that's who you want with the ball in her hands when the game's on the line. At the net, beautiful block by Georgia at the net. Number 17. Boy, has she come a long way in the last year from her freshman year playing junior varsity to now starting and being a key cog in this Ranger offense. And that one was going to go long. And Olivia O'Neill got her hands on it. And Shannon Clark gets another ace. And the Rangers off to a 18-11 first set lead. Here's Clark. Back row. Addie Moore. Shannon Clark. Georgia, that's James. That's Esprelli. You'll hear their names a lot. James now gets it over for King Philip. Terrell, Clark, Carden at the net. Terrell kept it going, then Clark. Kate Capello. Just out. And what a run there for the Rangers, and by Shannon Clark off the serve, and it's a 6-point, 18-12 Ranger lead. Side out to number 15, Sammy Shore and King Philip Warriors. Back row to Addie at the net. Nice block. She partially deflected. Shannon Clark did. That was key. And that one there just doesn't quite get over. 4 hits for the Rangers. And it's a 5-point game. 18-13 first set. Shore serving. Quinn Anderson, Clark, Georgia at the net. Goes out of bounds. That's a point for the Rangers. Side out to Westborough, and Emily Coffey, probably their best server during this postseason run, percentage-wise at least. Tough to beat what Shannon Clark just did, but Emily would certainly like to have a similar run. 19-13 Rangers here in the first set. Senior Emily Coffey. Sawyer at the net. Blocked and stayed in! Maggie Carden! And boy, that's excitement when you go up against a girl who's a phenom on the court, like an Emily Sawyer at 6'4", and you get one past her. You've done good. I know you've done well, but you've done good. All right, Emily Coffey. Oh, just at the net. Side out goes to King Philip. They trail 20-14 now in the first set. Remember, we play to 25 points, but you must win by 2. Or you just keep on playing. Both these teams in the Final Four last year as well. Both teams lost. King Philip in the semifinals. The Rangers in the finals both lost to Hopkinton. And that one goes long. So the Rangers and another consistent server in Maggie Carden have a chance to take this first set. They lead 21-14. Junior Maggie Carden. Maggie, back row, just kept in. Sawyer at the net. There's Anderson. There's Clark. There's Georgia. At the net, deflection, and the finish. There was Olivia O'Neill and Emily Sawyer on the left side of the net for King Philip. It's a 6-point game, 21-15. O'Neill, senior, serving. Oh, great dig by Kate Capello, kept it alive. That one's outside, and the Rangers with a big point. 22-15, 3 points away from a first set victory. And they'll have senior captain Caroline Brosnahan in to serve. Caroline, from her junior year to her senior year serving-wise, it's been like night and day. She was a good server. Now she's a very good, if not great server for the Rangers, and a timeout by King Philip with the 22-15 Ranger lead here in the first set. Taking a look at the Ranger huddle. And I thought coming in today, I thought they were ready. Not that they weren't ready last year against Hopkinton, but I think they're just that much more seasoned, that much more polished. Maybe even believe in themselves a little bit more than that club last year. So they break the huddle. It'll be Brosnahan serving. Rangers 22, Warriors 15, D2 state championship from Worcester State University. That's not going to faze Caroline. There you go, puts it in the stands. 23-15, Rangers 2 points away from a first set win. Here's Brosnahan with the serve. Hannah James says enough of that with authority. 23-16, and now Emily Sawyer will be serving. She's leading the Warriors in aces during this postseason run with 13 in 4 games. So she's a threat both behind the line and at the net. Oh, nice job by Addie Moore. Quinn at the net, just can't get it over. And we're at 23-17 with Sawyer serving. First set. Back and forth we go. Sawyer to our left. Capello. Clark. Anderson. Nice dig by Sawyer. James kept it alive. And Kiera Hagan got it over for King Philip. There's Hagan again. Sawyer. James. Now Kate Capello. To Shannon Clark. Quinn at the net. There we go. A Quinn missile. Rangers within a point, and it's Quinn who will be serving set point. 24-17 Rangers. Anderson. In the back, that was Sway Melman. That one's just over the net by Shore, and it gives the ball back to the Warriors. 6-point game, first set. Rangers within a point. Rangers have Clark, Semeter, Anderson, Moore, Capello, and Tyrrell on the court at this time. There's Quinn. Clark, Capello. No deflection? No deflection. Looking to see if they were going to call that. She never touched it. The King Philip player didn't. Went out of bounds, so it's a point for King Philip. They trail by 5. Serving is Madison Estrelli. And that one is long, and the first set goes to the Rangers in this D2 state championship. 25-19 Rangers. We'll have a little 3-minute break for the players to catch their breath, and maybe even some of us to catch our breath. I did want to talk about the only two state championship volleyball teams from Westborough High School, 2007 season. That was Roger's 9th as a head coach, Roger Anderson's 9th season as a head coach. They were 23-1. They won 70 of 79 sets that season. They had an amazing 3-0 sweeps of their opposition that season, including both the state semis versus Longmeadow and the state finals versus Bourne. This is the 2007 state championship team. After being eliminated in the previous 2 postseasons in 05 and 06 to Medfield, the Rangers earned their way to the Final Four with a thrilling 5-set classic versus their nemesis, winning the first 2 sets, losing the next 2, before taking set number 5, 15-12 against the baby blue and white Medfield High School team. They then breezed past Longmeadow and Bourne to capture the school's first volleyball state championship. Their lone loss of the season, a tight 4-set loss to Division I powerhouse Barnstable, who was in the midst of winning 6 straight D1 state championships. And 11 of 14 overall. Think about that. That's the only team that could beat the Rangers in 07. The Rangers, of course, they had a Gatorade Player of the Year, Mina Baban. She had a .508 hitting percentage. If you don't know about hitting percentages in volleyball, that's extraordinary. usually around the 360, 380 mark is really good. She was at 508, and she was the team setter, ran the offense. She fed Danielle Coffey, Christina Carr, Caitlin Piper, Kristen Collins, Jess Brady, time and time again. 2 juniors, Gail Heim and Austin Murray, led a team that served at a stunning 89% clip with 59 and 46 aces, respectively. Coffey had an incredible 51 blocks. Carr, Piper, Heim, and libero Alexa Ebert all had 200 or more digs on the season. Just a gritty, tenacious group. And tremendous leadership, work ethic that paved the way for underclassmen like Kayla Volpe, Casey Kraus, Effie Ferry, Sarah Barnes, and Leah Ryan in the years ahead. They were a fun and inspiring team to watch, extremely athletic and determined on the court. The 2007 state champion Rangers were the early leaders in getting a town and fan base behind this program. Many a young fan fell in love with this sport, this team, and this group, and we're still seeing evidence of their impact 15 years later. We are about to get set for the second set between the Rangers and King Philip. The Rangers come in undefeated, as we mentioned, top ranked. King Philip with 2 losses on the season. They're the number 2 seed. This has been a collision course that a lot of people thought was just likely to happen. They've been on that collision course since early in the year. These have been 2 of the best teams, not just in Division II, but in all of Massachusetts. And the first point of the game off the serve goes to the Rangers, and it's Maggie Carden who will be serving. Rangers up 1-0 and a 1-0 lead here in the second set. Junior Maggie Carden. Maggie. King Philip's definitely had some problems with the Rangers serving. There's Georgia. Oh, did she find that? Woo, Georgia. Terrell. 2-0 Rangers, Carden serving. Georgia. Oh. Just over the line. Maggie's serve just got over the net. That's exactly what you want to do. Side out now to King Philip. The Warriors will have the serve. They trail 2-1 here in the second set. And it'll be the sophomore who's counted on a lot on this team. Actually, I'm sorry, that's number 12. That's Olivia O'Neill, the senior outside hitter. I thought that was Esperell. There's Georgia. Always finds that open spot. Shannon Clark. Back to Quinn. Oh, great dig by Hannah James. There's Capello, Clark, and now Quinn for the finish. Deflection and no deflection, too much Quinn, and it's 3-1 Rangers second set. Watching this game thanks to Westborough TV. Been a busy weekend for Karen Henderson, our Canberra person, and Caroline Brosnahan with the ace, giving the Rangers a 4-1 lead. That was her 10th of the playoffs for Caroline. There's Sawyer at the net. And that certainly was hit with authority. Not much you can do with that one. Side out to King Philip. They trail by 2. Second set. Rangers and Warriors from Worcester State University D2 state championship. D1 to follow. D3 was last night. Dennis Yarmouth, who Westborough plays, lost to Tewksbury in the state finals. There's Quinn. Found the opening. And the Rangers keeping the pressure on the Warriors. They lead 5-2. You may have noticed, probably should have mentioned it to you, that they switch sides after each set. So the Rangers are now to our left. Quinn serving. The back row. Up to Shore. Oh. Stay in. Nope, didn't stay in. The old deep dish try by Shannon Clark, trying to get that hand between the ball and the floor before it strikes the floor. Just able to do it. Unfortunately, not much control on that. 5-3 Rangers with the 2-point lead here in the second set. And an ace there for Asprelli. Madison Asprelli, a sophomore setter. So she'll be around for at least the next 2 seasons, or for the next 2 seasons, for Coach Kristen Gies and the Warriors program. Addie Moore. Shannon Clark. Oh, and an adjustment at the net by Annabelle Semeter almost totally fooled King Philip. And then they return it down the line. That was Shea Melman Jr. and ties the score at 5 apiece. Talked about momentum swings. Let's see who can get it back now. King Philip. That's just long. And the point to the Rangers. Side out to them. Number 2, Addie Moore, will be serving her team up 6-5. Semeter out. And coming in is Tyrrell. Tyrrell, Carden, Capello, Clark, and Anderson, along with Addie Moore. Boy, at times the Rangers, you can see it. They just have King Philip kind of guessing what they're doing. They look out of touch. This is a very strong King Philip team. And we saw this the other night down at Franklin. They made a very strong Dartmouth team look kind of pedestrian. There's a double touch violation. You cannot hit the ball with one hand and then the other. They have to be simultaneously as you're making contact with the ball. King Philip wasn't able to do that. That's the point to the Rangers. They lead 8-5. Addie Moore. Just long by Addie. That was a situation she had the other night in Franklin. A lot of us talked about it afterwards. It was maybe just the visibility or the perception in that court with a structure hanging down from the middle of it. Here it's nice and wide open at Worcester State University as Hannah James set to serve. That goes to Kate Capello, to Shannon Clark, over to Quinn Anderson at the net. Can't quite get it over, and it's an 8-7 one-point game. This is what you can expect. This is, after all, the state championship. There's no gimmies, there's no freebies. James to Anderson, to Clark, to Capello, and Kate Capello. I think her coming out party this year was the Barnstable game, where she rallied that team with her energy and emotion back from a 2-0 deficit. I really believe that was like the night that Kate Capello realized, I can do this, I got this. If she didn't believe in herself before, she certainly did afterwards, and she's playing that way. There's Clark to Terrell at the net. Rangers keep it going. There's Shannon Clark. To Sprelly, to Shore. Nice save by first Addie Moore. And Kate Capello. There's Moore. There's Clark. And here's Quinn. Back row to Ava Kelly, who dug that out for King Philip. Shannon to Capello again. Oh, in the middle. Nice play there by Olivia O'Neill. What a great volley this is. There's Clark. She tried to go deep. At the net, Sammy Shore. And the point goes to King Philip. Rangers 9, Warriors 8. Warriors with the serve. Second set, Rangers lead 1-0. Shore serving for KP. There's Addie Moore. Shannon Clark. Georgia, Tyrrell. James returns it. Capello to Clark. And Quinn Anderson. Shore kept it alive. Hannah James. Another great volley here. Georgia at the net. Antenna violation as the ball struck the antenna that's extended above the top of the net. And that's the point to the Warriors, who tie it up at 9-9. Shore serving. Sammy Shore. Nice dig by Quinn to keep it alive. And then Kate Capello She's been on fire here in the second set. Gets the ball back to the Rangers. They lead 10-9, and coming in is senior captain number 4, Emily Coffey, as Capello comes off for the substitution. Great crowd down here. Stands are full. Even the end stands to our right behind the King Philip team are getting full down there. So, point to King Philip. We're back tied at 10-10 here in the second set. And Fiona Bailey, sophomore, will be serving. I think that's Fiona. No, my apologies. That's Kiara Hagan. 11-10. Warriors with the lead off the Hagan ace. There's Quinn to Shannon Clark to Georgia. Georgia puts it down quickly, gets it past Emily Sawyer and Olivia O'Neill. Once again, finding that opening, not going right to them, not having the ball hit their hands but avoiding it. Now we have Maggie Carden serving 11-11 game. At the net, nothing you can do with that one if you're the Warriors. The Rangers get the point as Maggie Carden hopefully go on another run. She's likely to do that just about any time. Ooh, once again, hitting that white frame of the top of the net. And that's really what they try to do. They practice it, hoping that the ball's just going to kind of curl over it and drop like a dime into the ocean. Warriors serving, 12-12 game. Quinn over to, that was Clark to Quinn, and there was a net violation against the Warriors. Gives the point to the Rangers, and side out as number 8, Caroline Brosnahan, senior captain, in to serve. 13-12 Rangers. She's already had an ace tonight. Hannah James. Put a little extra mustard on that one, gets that over, ties it at 13. Sawyer to serve for the Warriors. Brosnahan's out. Terrell's back in on the substitution. Second set. Rangers lead 1-0. Big set for both these teams. There's Annabelle Semiter. Oh, Annabelle. Boy, did that come on her quickly. Woo! Talk about getting something on it. Wow. Annabelle wasn't holding off. She must have had her Wheaties this morning. Here's Quinn. See how King Philip is just really scrambling, even when they get points. There's a sneaky Shannon Clark at just the right time. Number 15 puts 15 points, the 15th point on the board for the Rangers, who lead by 2, 15-13, second set. Quinn Anderson serving. Here's Quinn. She has a tough ball. It has some English, some French, and some Spanish on it. Over to Capello. There's James. Shore at the net. She slams it down. Breaks that mini streak for the Rangers. And it's a 15-14 Westborough lead over King Philip. King Philip Regional servicing Plainville, Norfolk, and they're located in Rentham. Those 3 towns make up the King Philip Regional School District. They're here in the state finals. Is Clark to Semiter and Annabelle. Semiter, number 10 for the Rangers, just a junior. She gets the Rangers a 16-14 lead. Capello in at the net now with Carden and Shannon Clark with her hands up in front of Tyrrell and Anderson, off the serve by Addie Moore. There's James. Back to Quinn Anderson to Shannon Clark. Back to Anderson. Anderson. Nice dig by Esperelli. There's James. She went too wide, and that one's out. And the point to the Rangers, 17-14. What a great time for Addie Moore to go on a service run here. She struggled, as I mentioned, a little bit the other night, but boy, when she's on, I love watching her serve. It's because of that. It had really a lot of movement on it. At the net, blocked by the Rangers, but went and fell out of bounds. So side out to King Philip. It trails 17-15, and it's going to be James, who I believe is heading to Suffolk University on a volleyball scholarship for King Philip. Here's James. Capello handles it to Clark, to Maggie Carden. Oh, nice dig by James. There's Addie Moore keeping it alive. To Shannon Clark, to Quinn Anderson. Dig by King Philip. There's Quinn. And Shannon, a sneaky Shannon, number 2. Woo! So deceptive. Shannon Clark. She has such a presence for the moment. She knows when her team needs a big point. And this crowd is on its feet here in front of us from Westborough as they take a 3-point lead here in the second set, 18-15, 7 points away from a second set victory. So how did these teams get there? Well, we know how much success they've both had. The Rangers certainly, and as they have for years, play the toughest schedule in the state, and it's really not even close. They're over, they have a rating system where you base basically an average margin of victory plus or minus 3 games for any match. And then you add opponent ratings, so the average of a team opponent's overall rating, and that equals the overall rating. And the Rangers were at 5.35. There was only 4 other schools in the entire state that were over 4, and none of them were close to 5.35. The Rangers play the toughest schedule in the league for a reason during the regular season, because they want to be ready for this moment. Here's Addie Moore. Back to Quinn. Quinn goes back row to Ava Kelly. At the net. Nice block there by Tyrrell. And a double touch violation against King Philip gives the Rangers a 19-15 lead as Kate Capello has to make a hair adjustment. I think she lost her hair tie. But she's quick on her feet and on her hair. Number 3. Shannon Clark serving. A little bit too much on that one by Shannon. Gets the ball back to Sammy Shore and the King Philip Regional Warriors, who trailed by 3, 19-16 here in the second set. There's Moore to Clark to Tyrrell. That went wide, and we have a 2-point game here. This is where I start chewing on the fingernails. The cuticles take a beating. Shore serving. Anderson, Clark, Maggie Carden at the net, blocked by Emily Sawyer, and it's a 1-point game here in the second set. 19-18 Rangers serve control to King Philip. There's Addie Moore to Shannon Clark to Georgia Tyrrell. Georgia just in that left corner, and what a huge point for the Rangers there. Is what would have been tied. It's now a 2-point Ranger lead, 20-18 here in the second set. They lead 1-0, and senior captain number 4, Emily Coffey, about to serve. Sawyer at the net. Beautiful block by Carden and Tyrrell. Oh, a great attempt by the Rangers. Just didn't stay in after Shannon Clark from an impossible angle trying to get that one over. And so we're at 20-19, Rangers with the lead. Kiera Hagan serving for the King Philip. There's Anderson, Clark, Georgia. Just on the line. That call made by Alan Lung, who's a familiar referee official at Westborough High School, lives over in Hopkinton. And with the score tied at 20-all, timeout. I believe Westborough took that one. 20-20, Rangers and Warriors, second set. The Warriors enter this one winning 8 straight. The Rangers, as I mentioned, undefeated at 20-0. So 21's the magic number for the Rangers. The Warriors tied for first in the Hockomock League with both Franklin and Attleboro. They were all 14-2. They kind of all beat up on each other. The Warriors lost to Franklin 3-0 and to Attleboro 3-2. Back in September and October, respectively. Rangers' big matches this year were the 2 5-set thrillers against Barnstable, coming back from 2-0 down, and then at Frontier, where they were down 1-0, won the next 2, lost the 4th set before winning the 5th. Addie Moore, Shannon Clark, Quinn Anderson. Quinn finding a spot, double hit, 3 hit, 4 hits. There we go. Point to the Rangers, 21-20, and they take control of the serve again. Addie Moore out. Annabelle Semeter up at the net now as Maggie Carden is about to serve for the Rangers. 21-20, Westborough. Here's Carden. That's going to be a tough one to handle, and sure enough, let alone the intimidation factor with Quinn Anderson on the other side of the net. Nothing KP could do there. The ball was too close to the net. Couldn't get it up and over. 22-20 Rangers. Carden serving. That one goes wide. So side out to King Philip. They trail by a point. 22-21. Late goings here of the second set. And Olivia O'Neill serving for KP. Kate Capello. Shannon Clark, Quinn Anderson. When they need it most. Number 14 gets them their 23rd point of this second set. And in to serve will be number 8, Caroline Brosnahan. She had 26 aces during the regular season. She already has 12 here in the postseason. Serve violation against the Rangers. Sawyer and King Philip will have the ball. They trail by a point, 23-22, and remember, you must win by 2. Here's Sawyer's serve. Down to Addie Moore. Shannon Clark to Quinn Anderson. Quinn over the net. Moore kept it alive. To Clark. Annabelle at the net, winning it against Shore. King Philip gets it over. Capello to Clark to Anderson at the net. Deflection. Annabelle and Shannon Clark at the net. 24-22. Rangers on the edge of taking this second set. Number 14, Quinn Anderson serving. Timeout for Kristen Gias and King Philip. And I'm looking down at the King Philip bench right now, and they look confused, almost as if maybe there's an injury. That's what it is. I think Sway Melman, the junior, was injured. I saw Coach looking at her, and I thought maybe it was a strategy thing, but the concern was for her back. And, you know, a game like this, and, you know, you take the bus ride here, and you know, who knows what happens. You tighten up, your adrenaline, everything else flowing, and She looks to be in some pain right now, so they're going to have to make an adjustment with Swellman. I'm sorry, Shea Melman. So Rangers 24, Warriors 22. Number 14, junior Quinn Anderson. It's going to be a little delay here as Coach Gias is over at the scorer's table. So they're going to have to make that defensive change. It's number 2, Megan Sullivan, junior, coming in to take the place of an injured Shea Melman. Quinn, ready to serve, gets it short. Rangers take that second set. 25-22. Boy, is that big. I didn't want to say it before, but last year against Hopkinton, they took that first set rather easily. 25-17, I think it was, going off of memory here, so I'll do my best. But then they lost that second set. It was a 25-23, and then they lost the third set, and that was 27-25. And then they lost the fourth set against Hopkinton, 26-24. So all 2-point games. They were right there. This time, they pushed past it here in the second set to get that 25-22 victory. We're seeing some great volleyball here. This is the D2 state finals. Westborough up 2-0. I do want to also talk about the 2017, the most recent state championship team from Westborough. They won 21 of their 23 games that season, winning their first 9 before losing a 5-set nail-biter at Duxbury. Westborough was led in that game by Alexia Austin, who had 21 kills in that loss. She was a junior outside hitter for the 2017 team. They then won the next 7 matches before losing the last game of the regular season on October 26th at Barnstable. Yes, them again. They finished out the season the following night with the sweep of Marlborough, and then started out the postseason run with a 3-0 shutout of Ashland, followed by a 4-set win over another Tri-Valley League opponent in Medway. That's when the fun started. In the Elite 8 against Medfield, Westborough found itself down 2-1 before rallying for the 4th and 5th to advance to the Final Four. A rematch with Duxbury, who had taken the Rangers in 5 earlier, I mentioned, would be looming in the semifinal game. And the Rangers had a commanding 2-0 lead Duxbury had a commanding 2-0 lead after identical 25-17 set wins in the first and second, but not so fast as the Rangers turned the tables. The next 2 sets, they won by identical 25-23 scores, and then slay the Dragons in the 5th set, 15-8, to advance to the state finals in 2017. It was deja vu all over again versus 24-2 Melrose. The Rangers were beaten in the first 2 sets before winning the next 2 and winning the third and final game easily, as the state title would be decided in the final set, and it was all Rangers on their way to their second state championship in program history. Here is Emily Coffey serving in the third set. Coffey back to James, way deep in that back row. Now Sawyer. There's Coffey to Clark, to Anderson at the net. Blocked away in a double hit violation against the Rangers. So 1-0 Warriors lead this start of the third set. Rangers up 2-0. Must win that critical third game. Keep the pressure on. Kiera Hagan serving for the Warriors. Defensive adjustment as Emily Coffey will come out for Kate Capello. So it'll be Tyrrell Clark, Carden, Moore, Anderson, and now Capello, the 6 for the Rangers, as Hagan, the senior setter, ready to serve. That just exploded off the hands of Hagan and onto the lap of Addie Moore. Not much she could do there. It's 2-0. Once again, early goings. Third set. Hagan. That goes wide. And just like that, side out to the Rangers. And it'll be number 16, Maggie Carden, serving. Summeter will be in. Addie Moore out while Carden serves. That's the rotation for the Rangers. Carden, back row. They try to knock it over. It looks like a net violation against the Rangers. I think Shannon might have known that when she hit it as the ball was going out of play. And so the Warriors' Olivia O'Neill will serve her team up 3-1 here in the third set. It's Quinn Anderson, Shannon Clark, back to number 14, Quinn. Nice, 1 save, 2 saves, and not able to get it over was Ava Kelly. And the Rangers will keep the serve and trail by just 1. 3-2, early goings, third set. Tyrrell out, number 8, Caroline Brosnahan to serve. Nice serve by Caroline. Return Sawyer, back row, that's out, that's long. And when Sawyer hits the ball, you're hoping that's what happens, because she really puts a lot on it. It's much like Anderson for the Rangers. Really tough ball to return, but that one was long, and it ties it at 3-3. Caroline with a nice serve. Melman didn't know whether... Melman's back, by the way. She was injured earlier. She's back. Good to see her back for King Philip. You want to play against the best. Here's James. Oh, great dig by Kate Capello, but went out of play. So the point to King Philip. They lead 4-3 here in the third set, and it'll be Sawyer serving. Brosnahan out, Tyrrell in. Back row of Anderson, Capello, Moore, and Tyrrell. Received by Anderson. To Clark, to Summeter. Try to tap it over at the net. Up high. James seems to up her game right here. She's a emotional presence, certainly inspirational presence for this King Philip team. They lead 5-3 here in the third set. Sawyer serving. Here's Anderson again. To Clark, back to Anderson. At the net. Oh! Quinn went over the net and slapped that one away from Sammy Shore. Take that. 5-4, and number 14, Quinn Anderson serving. Oh, beautiful serve by Quinn, just touching the top of the net. There's James. Clark to Summeter. No deflection. Point 2, King Philip. Warriors lead 6-4. They'll have control of the serve. And it'll be number 18, Madison Esprelli, in to serve. I mentioned earlier, just a sophomore on this team, 1 of 2, along with Fiona Bailey. That goes a little long. Side out to the Rangers. And Addie Moore serving her team, trailing 6-5 here in the third set, but up 2-0. Addie with that jump serve just doesn't get over the net. And it's a 7-5 Warrior lead. Once again, back and forth we go. It'll be Hannah James serving. Number 11, the senior tri-captain, James. There's Quinn. Nice dig there by Missy Canning. Oh, great job by Addie Moore. Kate Capello at the net. Back to James. James. And the finish at the net by Sammy Shore. And a 3-point KP lead. James serving. Capello. Kate Capello off the assist from Shannon Clark. And the Rangers close it to a 2-point deficit with number 15 senior captain Shannon Clark serving. Here's Clark. Back to Terrell. Just kept in by Esprelli. Shore. Anderson. Clark. Back to Terrell. Blocked at the net. Nice save there by Addie Moore. Shore, a little bit too much at the net. Wins that one, and it's a 9-6 KP lead. Shore will be serving. Her team up 3 in the third set. Shore, Capello, Clark, Georgia tries to go deep with it. Does. Now James gets it over. Quinn Anderson, Clark, back to Capello. There's Esprelli. Nice deflection. Quinn from the back row. Over to James. Esprelli. Sawyer, that one goes wide. Side out to the Rangers. 9-7. KP with the 2-point lead over Westborough. Third set. Emily Coffey in to serve. Coffey had a run this year. I think she was 51 for 51 before it got snapped the other night in a 3-set sweep over Dartmouth in the Final Four at Franklin High School. There's Coffey. Here's Sawyer. They go back to her. Coffey, Clark, Georgia. Georgia gets it back to James, who keeps it alive to Esprelli. Esprelli gets it up. That was Missy Canning. Now, Quinn Anderson with the finish for the Rangers. And they're within 1. 9-8. Warriors, third set. Emily Coffey serving. Job, Emily. James. Sawyer. Tries to place it. Oh, nice save almost by Emily Coffey. But a side out to King Philip. They lead by 2, 10-8. And in to serve will be number 9, Kiera Hagan, senior. Hagan. It's Quinn Anderson. Shannon Clark. Back to Anderson. No deflection. Point awarded to King Philip. They lead by 3 now. 11-8 in the third set. Shannon Clark trying to will her team on. Keep it going. Stay in it. We're right there. Anderson to Clark. Back to Anderson at the net. And the finish by Olivia O'Neill. And it's a 4-point lead for KP. And with that, a timeout, Westborough. I talked about some of the improvement of these girls from year to year, from the Georgia Terrell, from her freshman year to this year's sophomore year. Shannon Clark has been so consistent serving. She was at 96% in the spring of 2021 during the COVID year. 92% last season, and this year at 95%. Probably the two most improved servers of the year for Westborough have been Caroline Brosnan, who went from 77% up to 84%. That's a huge jump. And she has a .914 serve percentage in her last 2 postseason matches. And meanwhile, Maggie Carden improving from 58 to 87% serving from last year to this. Quinn over the net with the finish for the Rangers. Carden will be serving. Westborough down 12-9 here in the third set. Here's Maggie Carden. Just out on the attempt by Carden. So Carden's out. Addie Moore will be back in. So Moore, Capello, and Anderson, the back row for the Rangers. Semeter, Tyrrell up front with Shannon Clark. Shannon to Quinn, and Quinn. That's where we want to go, said Shannon. So now Tyrrell will come out. Caroline Brosnahan will be in to serve. Rangers hanging around that 3-point deficit for a while here. Let's see if they can punch through. Trail 13-10 in the third set, lead 2-0. Brosnahan with a nice serve. James, that goes deep. No deflection. Point to the Rangers. It's 13-11. Caroline Brosnahan, senior captain. Oh, Carol, good job. There's Sawyer. Addie Moore backed it up. Shannon Clark, Quinn at the net. You can't block that. 13-12. Rangers trail by 1. Brosnahan serving. And another nice one as it dips just at the last moment. Great one for the Rangers is Addie Moore. Shannon Clark. Quinn Anderson at the net. James keeps it alive. No such luck for King Philip as the Rangers have tied it at 13-all here in the third set. Caroline Brosnahan serving. Now, why is Shannon Clark always the second one to hit the ball? Well, that's what they want to do offensively. And an ace! An ace for Caroline Brosnahan. Rangers 14, Warriors 13. And a timeout for Coach Gies and King Philip. I'm not saying I'm an old guy, but I was there in 07. That was only 15 years ago at Hudson High School when the 07 team won the state championship. And I mentioned some of those girls and how much fun that was. And they swept Bourne 3-0. And I was there right here, actually, at Worcester State University in 2017 with Emma Smallcombe and that group won the state title, coming back against Melrose from a 2-0 deficit. I think the third and final set they might have won something like 15-5 or 6 or something. They really just controlled it after coming back from that 2-0 deficit. Melrose was stunned. Melrose was the team that King Philip beat in the semis. The Rangers defeated Dartmouth in the semis, and that's what gets us to here. Rangers up 2-0, state championship, D2. That one's just a little low, and it ties it now at 14 apiece. Remember, must win by 2. Games to 25. Only game that's not to 25 is the 5th game, and let's hope we don't have to see that one. Here's Sawyer, Capello, Clark to Anderson. Oh! Quinn! Look for a traffic officer, because that was an A and B with the dangerous weapon right there by Quinn Anderson. Wow! Talk about putting one right at you, right off your lap. Quinn And the Rangers up 15-14. She'll be serving. There's Anderson, back row. James finds the open spot. Ties it again at 15 all. One of these teams perhaps 10 points away from victory. KP really needs it. But I'm sure if you talk to the coaching staff for the Rangers, they really not only want it, but they need it too. 15-15, third set. Rangers up 2-0. Esprelli serving. Addie Moore. Shannon Clark. Kate Capello. Back row. That was Ava Kelly. Here's James. Quinn Anderson. Clark. Sneaky Shannon. Sneaky Shannon. Sneaky Shannon. 16-15. Rangers. Boy, that is a play that she has done so many times this year. She actually has, Shannon does, 40 kills on the season. That would qualify as a kill. That's a winning point. And the serve by Addie Moore, number 2, and you have to feel good for her. Wow. Addie with the ace. She had 31 on the year. That was her 98th of her career. Moore looking for another one. James handles it. Tight to the net. Back to James. Nice deflection. Went to Shannon. There's Maggie Carden. Maggie Carden. 18-15. Rangers up by 3 in this third set. Addie Moore Jr. serving. Addie. Oh, what a beautiful serve and a beautiful dig by James. They get it over. Back to Quinn Anderson. To Clark. To Carden again at the net. Blocked, but out of bounds. Oh, net violation against the Rangers. Ooh, didn't see that. Net violation. I'll trust the men in blue. Teal. 18-16, and it is an all-man staff, I just noticed here. I also see Mark Osborne, one of the officials down at the scorer's table. He's another one familiar with Westborough High School and covering a lot of the Ranger games. There's Capello to Clark again. Can she do it again? Sneaky Shannon, Sneaky Shannon. Woo! Rangers 19, Warriors 16, and look who's serving. Senior captain, number 15, Shannon Clark. Shannon gets it over. Back row. Shore. Anderson. Clark. Capello. Back row. That was Kelly. Now over. Oh, nice dig by Shannon. Addie Moore. No deflection. Attempt by Capello. Side out to the Warriors of King Philip. They trailed 19-17 here late in the third set. Rangers up 2-0. Shore serving. There's Moore and Clark over to Terrell. James. Cannon got it over. Now it's Georgia. Back row saved by Shore. Over to James. Back to Canning. Clark to Georgia. Again, no deflection. Always looking for that. Hoping, if you're a Ranger fan. And it's a one-point game, 19-18, late in the third set. Every match set has different momentum changes. Swings. As Shore ties it at 19 all. It's important now for the Rangers to see if they can get that big mo back. We're tied at 19. Somebody perhaps 6 points away from a third set victory. If it's King Philip, they'll extend this to a fourth set. If it's the Rangers, it'll be their third state championship. I mentioned this is their third visit to the finals in the last 5 years. They've had 4 state final visits in the last 7 years and an amazing 5 state final appearances in the last 9 years. Unbelievable. And when I say years, I'm talking about tournament years because, of course, we missed the 2020 season due to COVID. So there were no postseason tournament games that season for any of the fall sports. Rangers back on the court. Tyrrell, Carden, Clark, Capello, Moore, Anderson. 19-19, Shore serving. There's Moore to Clark, to Tyrrell, at the net, and blocked at the net by Sawyer. And KP with the 20-19 lead. 1 point lead for the Warriors. Shore serving. That one's going to be long. Side out to Westborough. And we're tied at 20 all. And look who's coming in to serve. I'm sure her family is, but, well, no, I'm not sure her family is. I was going to say, I know she's not thinking about Jamaica. That's where she's heading in the morning. But first things first, Emily Coffey. Let's get the serve in. 20-20. There's James from way deep. That's a good ball for the Rangers. Set up by Clark. There's this. Quinn Anderson. Rangers 21. Warriors 20. Third set. Emily Coffey serving. Just long by Emily. 21-21. Only fitting that the two best teams in Division II, if not in all the state, have a classic third set match here. Tied at 21. It'll be Kiera Hagan serving for King Philip. Addie Moore. Georgia Terrell. 22-21. King Philip, third set. Is Hagan. That's out. That's long. And we're tied at 22. And here's Maggie Carden, Jr. She'll be back next year, along with a good portion of these players, believe it or not. Gonna make another run. That one is just long. Hey, I can feel it. I can feel it with them. I mean, I probably would put it 5 feet in front of me or 55 feet out of the stadium here right now. The tension is there for both teams. They know the importance of this third set. There's Capello to Anderson. Quinn gets it back. We are tied at 23 all. Rangers within 2 points. King Phillips within 2 points of extending this. Senior Caroline Brosnahan serving. Her team up 2-0. Get it in, Caroline. Caroline gets it in. Over to Sawyer. Addie Moore. Shannon Clark. Quinn Anderson kept it alive after the block by Sawyer. This to Sawyer at the net. Oh, great job by Semeter at the net. Here's Quinn. What a volley here. Here's James. There's Moore. There's Clark. And there's Anderson. Ball's still alive. Oh, whoa! Rangers within a point. Woo! Wow. 24-23, Rangers 2-0 lead. They lead this the third set. 1 point away from a third state title. They have control of the serve. So great to see so many former Ranger volleyball players in the stands across the way, and families that have just may not even have any connection with the program other than just love being a fan of this program, this team, this group of girls. They're a special group. Caroline Brosnahan serving. Sawyer, Capello, Clark, Quinn Anderson. That's it! That's it! That is it! That is it! The Rangers! The Rangers! Quinn Anderson, last to touch it. They sweep King Philip, the number 2 seed, winning the third set, 25-23. What a performance by the Rangers. They've showed all season long why they're the best team in the state. And they proved it with an exclamation point here at Worcester State University this afternoon. 25-23, your third set final, the third state championship for the Rangers of Westborough. And I don't even want to get into it yet, because this one isn't even obviously settled in yet, but this train ain't stopping. Oh, all I can say right now to the Ranger girls is congratulations to the coaching staff and the parents, and especially a job well done for all the seniors. Kate Capello, Emily Coffey, I'm going in numerical order. Julia Goretti, who suffered a tough injury early in the year. Ariana Lee, Caroline Brosnahan, Shannon Clark, the seniors of this team. And wow, how about that? That was fun, guys. That was fun. The Rangers finished the job. They knew they were ready. They came in with a whole different mindset than last year. And nothing against their team last year, but they went up against a Hutchinson team that was maybe just too much on that one day. But if the Rangers had played them 10 times, they'd probably win half of them. This team, I don't know whether anybody can beat this team. Certainly nobody in the state of Massachusetts. Roger in his 24th season with his third state championship. 2007, 2017, and now 2022. Westborough Rangers, Little Westborough. We heard that the camera crew across the way was calling Westborough Marlborough early in the game. I think people know about Westborough Ranger volleyball now. They're in Central Mass. They're located between Framingham and Worcester. And they're the best volleyball program in the state. Congratulations on a state championship. I'll add a little cherry. Congratulations on being the first undefeated team to win a state championship in the history of the Westborough Ranger program. They go to 21-0, and there are your 9 seniors with Coach Anderson receiving the trophy from Terry Riley of the MIAA. Rangers dominant this afternoon. Certainly a lot to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. I want to thank Karen Henderson for allowing me to be a part of this today. All the fans and student athletes, the players, the coaches. I see Brian Callahan, the principal, Amber Bach, the superintendent, Joanna Tacalo, my favorite doctor, team doctor for Westborough. The Westborough fans now joining the girls. Wow, that's good stuff. Wow. It was meant to be. Rangers win 3-0 versus King Philip, and we're happy we could have brought it your way. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.